Hallo, ik ben Els en ik word al een heel tijdje geknipt door Theo en het is elke keer weer een verrassing hoe hij me geknipt heeft. Altijd super tevreden.
Okay, Els is here to have a new haircut. She is normally a customer of mine and she turned around while I'm talking. And she's always happy with the style she gets. So now I'm gonna make her a beautiful new fresh up of a hairstyle. Dankjewel. Hello friends in YouTube. Els is here to have a hairstyle. I told you she's normally a customer of mine. So normally she comes every 5-6 weeks, summertime 5 and wintertime 6, because then the hair doesn't grow that fast. But she is always beautiful to watch and she is a beautiful lady, but I still love her. Yeah. We love each other for a long time, we know each other also for a long time. So a lot of customers travel with my life for a long period. Yes. And that's always nice, because then we have also a bond in that. We're sharing a lot of things. That's the beautiful thing of being a hairdresser. Start as always with wetting the hair. Mooi hè, wat die doen.
Ja, ga het draadje in één keer.
Ja. Yeah. Starting on top. Start where I think the rounding should be. I start on the rounding of the skull. Copying the lines of the skull. So with my comb I feel the skull lines and then I go in holding my fingers in the same lines. Go over the roundings and lifting up on the back. I need some length on the back because here she has crown areas and when I get that too short I've also a problem with this hairstyle. Lift it over on the line of cutting. And guide my fingers with laying a finger on her head. This gives also a more stable feeling on the head. Go to the center line. Using a 5 Theo scissor, and this because I have not the biggest hands. I really like to work when I just cut with the 5 as a scissor. Wetting in between. Now she has a beautiful fall because her natural waving goes that way, so I go in the opposite lines. So I take the hairs to the front, lift over, let them go in the line. Don't force anything, just gently take it up with my comb. So I have nice soft lines to work in. And holding my fingers, only holding the hairs, not more than that. Go back to the line, lifting it up, connecting the line I just cut on the line I previous cut. I scored my fingers. And connecting the lines to each other. Go back to the other side. Lift the hairs up. Turn them in. Get rid of the fine ends. Don't force anything. Lay it back. Coming on the left side, again lay my fingers on her skull. Let my fingers be guided and stabilized by that. Holding the shapes and the natural lines. Coming to the back, and I'm gonna show you that. Before I start on the rounding on the back, how to show you that? Turning around. Lift the hairs up, lift them to the top, holding length, don't take much of what I told you. There are some crown areas, so I need this hair to fall over the lines of the skull lines. And every time lifting up, taking as much length as I can and connect it on the line of cutting on the top. For those of you who want to do an easier way, you can also pull the hairs up, pull them to the line of cutting, and then take the top line of it. And then this you do till you get on the rounding of the skull. So you see all the hairs from the rounding of the skull get to the same point on the center line. And then you see they lay nicely over the roundings of a beautiful skull. Watch at the lines and the fall. Lifting up, don't force. Give it a slight graduation to the back. And every time pointing my fingers to the center line of the neckline. Go back over the same line. Lay the hairs on the natural roundings, go in with just the tip. Lay the hairs back and see how wonderful they flow. Continue on this line, so just graduate the hairs in. Find my connection line on top. And point now till the skull bone in the center. Go back on the same line. Using all the roundings she has. This I do because I want to have the volume on the back. So when I use this beautiful roundings, I get beautiful fall and I get a better flow into the neckline. Then I come at the center line, twist around and give the same graduation effect. So lift the hairs gently up, find my connection on top, and bend my fingers in, so I get the same graduation, and the hair will certainly want to go to the center of the skull lines. So you have the best fall on the hairs. And take every time about a centimeter hair. So I travel slightly to the ears. Going to the center line, do cross control. Do this several times. Make sure the lines will flow into each other. And every time lay my fingers under the skull bone and under the fall of the skull. So again, using the skull as a guide. And I think that's the most wonderful thing to do, when you use the shapes a person has to make a hairstyle. You're always in contact with the person you do the hair of, but it's always the best shape, because I cannot change the skull. The skull is always the most important thing I have as a hairdresser. The longer the hair, the more easy it becomes to get away from the skull lines and use lines you like to have. But on short hair you just have to use the lines of the skull. Comb the hairs in the position to get the contour line, using only the tip, not more than that, and don't force again. Coming at the ears. In her case, I don't want to make it too short, so I'll hold it in a feminine line. Knowing that she will be at the salon in 5 weeks. On the thickness, I slice a little bit, just with the tip of my scissor. Show that also. So go in with the tip of my scissor and gently slice to make it playful. So have a nice soft sideburn. Pull the ear down, take the hairs to the front, go in, and get rid of the hairs that don't want to follow the lines that I like them to follow. That's the most probable thing about greyish hairs. They have their own way to do things. Sometimes they are more rough, so they flow in a different way that you like them to flow. So then you take, for example, there's the one that jumps out, it goes the other way around. Take that one out. That's not a problem. Go to the other side. Pull the ear down again. Go in with my scissor. Creating a sideburn. Lay the hairs to the front. And with the tip, I slice a bit the thickness of the hairs, using only the tip. And mostly I do this in the opposite lines. Bend the ear to the front. Holding some length. So it's not too short. So it becomes manly. Go in the opposite line. It's a bit hard because I stand the other way around, but otherwise you don't see what I'm doing. Coming to the contour line. And get rid of the hairs I don't need. On this side you don't see the jumping of the hair, so that's the beautiful thing about greyish hairs. So on this side they're more flowing into the line. Create some effect in it. So now I have the most beautiful folds in there. Ik kan er wel niet bij. Een beetje acrobatiek, hè. So now I created an ultra soft neckline. Watch it fall off the hair. So this is wonderful because it's nicely balanced with each other, so it feels good. So I'll clean this up with a small clipper. Going to the neckline with the clipper. Only get rid of the hairs that jumps the other way around. Start on the area that's the most difficult to do, because it has the most fall into the hairs. Go to the center line. Sit in the center myself. To the other line. Comb the hairs to the front. Get rid of the hairs that are a little bit longer in the underlines. They get a nice fall in the opposite lines, so I can control this. The fine hairs that lay under the sideburn. Do this of course on both sides. Okay, starting blow drying. Now what I can use on else is a zero weight gel of Lanza. I don't need a lot of it, about 3 small pumps. This adds some volume to the hairs, brings also more stability to the hairs. Massage it gently in.
Heerlijk.
Yeah, all the smells of Lanza are really, really nice. Start blow drying with a medium brush, about an inch. And the inch is about 2.5 centimeters. Start blow drying on the back, building up the hairlines. So far blow drying. Now in Elser case I'm going to use a boa. It's a clayish product in combination with crystal turn of Goldwell. So take this amount of clay and this amount of crystal turn, bring them together, bring them all over my hands, mostly I do, because the restovers stay on top, and I use only the tip of my fingers with styling. The nice thing of the clay is that it gives stability and more power to the hair, and it works a bit like hairspray, so it makes it a little bit more strong but not hard. And this also does the crystal turn, because it's a gel product, gel wax. It's a lot of glow to the hairs, but also the softness to the hairs, so you get a really beautiful hairstyle. Take a little bit hairspray, a soft one of Lanza. Just to bring it in stability. It's a brush out hairspray, so I don't need hard hairspray because I don't like hard hairsprays. It's just that the hairs can cool down and stay in the shape they have. Okay, I thank Els for being my model. I thank you for watching. She will turn around to show you the end result. And we see each other next video. Bye bye. Kijk, alles gaat niet uit. Ietsje dichterbij. Dat is een lekker rustig hondje. Dankjewel.
Graag gedaan.
Elsa is here to have a new haircut. She is normally a customer of mine, and she turned around while I'm talking. And she's always happy with the style she gets. So now I'm gonna make her a beautiful new fresh up of a hairstyle. Dankjewel.